In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your side rear view mirror, and we're going to upgrade to one of these tow mirrors. So let's get started. We're going to have to take the door panel off so we can access the wiring for the mirror. And I'm going to start right here by the door handle. You'll see this little cover. Pop off the cover, which will expose some mounting hardware for the door panel. To get this off, you can just use a little screwdriver, and you'll see there's a 10mm headed bolt, or you can also use a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just going to go ahead and use the screwdriver because I have it handy. It's not very tight. Take this screw out. Next, with the same pocket screwdriver, I'm going to stick it in here, remove this trim piece. It looks like mine is a little bit broken, but it should pop out, and that will expose two more mounting screws, just like the one that we took out. So I'm going to continue using my Phillips head screwdriver and take both of these out. There's a short one at the top and another one at the bottom here. If they don't come out, you can either fish them out with a magnet or just leave them in there and they'll fall out when the door panel comes off. But I do suggest taking them out just so you don't lose them. Next, let's remove the master window switch. You can pop it up from the back. And if you flip it over, you can see all the connectors. Just go ahead and unplug all of them so that we can pull the door panel away without having any wiring holding us up. I'm going to use my pocket screwdriver to help me press on the tabs that release the connectors. Now you can pop off this cover here, and that'll expose, you can't really see it very well, but another one of these screws here. So let's take that one out. It's right underneath the base of the handle. Kind of tricky to see. Now pry the door panel out. You can use a trim tool if you need to. It's just held on by plastic clips at this point. Don't go too far because the door handle and the door lock indicator cable are still attached. But if you look on the back side, you can easily pop these out. Take the cable, slide it out. Do the same for this one. Now you can remove your door panel. Now with the door panel off, you can see the mirror connector right there. So let's go ahead and unplug it so we can unbolt the mirror. So let's go ahead and unplug it, press the tab, slide it out, and the wiring should be free. Remove the cover that is just stuck on with glue here. At this point, I'm going to go on the outside of the door. I have my window open. This will be easiest because I can support the mirror as I unbolt it. It's held on with 4 10mm nuts. I don't have to worry about it falling until I get to the last one, of course. Try not to drop these in the door. I'm holding on to the mirror now. Pull the mirror out. The wire should follow. And there it is. Now when you install this mirror, it's going to be a slightly different process, and I'll show you in a second why. But first I'm going to run the wire down so we can actually attach it. Make sure you fish it out through over here so it doesn't go behind the window. Put the mirror on and make sure your rubber gasket is mounted in place. It's here, so everything's fine, it's perfect. I'm going to install this lower mounting nut. Make that one nice and snug. Line up the other ones. This will hold it in place. And now what you need is a bracket that looks like this, which you can buy at the same time as the mirror. And what this does is it goes over here, you line up the holes, and then we put some bolts through, and it clamps everything down nice and tight. This will provide some extra support for that mirror. And you need that because this one actually extends. It's extra long so that when you're towing, you can see past your trailer. And when it's extended, obviously it puts more leverage on the mirror, so you want this piece of metal here to bolt it up nice and tight to the door so it doesn't wobble around or vibrate or even break off. This metal plate comes with a foam gasket which has some adhesive on the back side. We'll have to peel that off in a second. For now, I just want to kind of situate it in place, get my bolts lined up. Peel this off. Now stick it onto the bracket. Try to line it up the best you can because it's pretty sticky. And if you try to peel this off, it's going to break, so you only have one shot. Just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect because when you squish it up against the door, it'll basically stick itself. So put this on, and the bracket comes with some hardware, some bolts that you have to put through the holes, and they bolt up to this mirror. Might have to support the mirror a little bit. There we go. One thing you'll notice is that it only has 3 bolt holes. The fourth one is that first mounting nut that we attached before this cover goes on. So if you need to readjust it, tighten it up, now's the time. I know mine's good, so I'm not going to. So now I'm just going to snug these up. They're started by hand, which means they're not cross-threaded. These are all nice and snug. Try to make them all equal. The mirror is nice and sturdy. Perfect. Pull your wiring harness out and connect it to the main connector. Now let's reconnect the two cables, one for the door handle. Hook it on, bring it over, and lock it in. Do the same to the door lock indicator. Has a little hook on it. Hook it on, bring it over, lock it in. Now resituate the door panel. Make sure the wires go through. Line it up with all of the push clips that go around and bonk it in. Put all the switches back. Reconnect the master window switch here, as well as all the other ones. And then put the whole switch panel back in. Here by the grab handle, we had the two Phillips head / 10mm screws. Go ahead and tighten these back up. While I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and put this cover back on. Down here by the door handle, resecure the screw that is hidden by this cover. And once that's snug, let's put the cover on. And then the cover gets secured with that screw in the middle. And this screw gets covered by the smaller cover. And there you have it. Mirror is installed.